As we unfortunately get closer to the second season of the garbage tier Paramount Halo show, we have entered the stage of the cycle where the corporate spin has begun to try to justify the trash product. And right on time, we have Pablo Schreiber, the actor that plays Master Cheeks, because he sure as shit ain't playing Master Chief.
Shutting down Neural Bridge.
Now, he has recently done an interview in what can only be described as a weak attempt to justify why he is having his face showing in as many scenes as possible in this Halo show. Now, Reeves or Rebs Gaming, I'm not too sure how you're supposed to pronounce it, has taken to Twitter to post the highlights from an interview and has direct quotes from Pablo Schreiber. And it reads, "You're not going to be able to bring an audience along for a long-form story without having access to a character's face, which tells you what they're feeling, how they think about everything. That access to a character's emotional life over the course of time is what makes you empathize and connect with a character. I'm sorry, but it's the only choice for a long-form storytelling in television." What I would say to anybody who disagrees with that is, I totally respect that opinion, but it's a pretty basic place to start when you're talking about making a television show of quality.
What you say is heresy.
Now, this just might be the stupidest comment from Pablo Schreiber yet. Seriously, this whole thing that you need to see Chief's face to know what his emotions is just omega level stupid. The game's managed to convey his emotions at all times without his face ever being shown. And yes, you can get a description of his face in the books, which I do recommend reading, and there are some comic book panels out there where you see glimpses of his face. And then of course there is the CGI Full of Reach movie where you see him as a child. And now, while Halo 4 is certainly far from my favorite Halo game, it is one of the best examples of seeing and feeling Chief's emotions, and this is at the ending of Halo 4.
So how do we get out of here?
I'm not coming with you this time.
What?
Most of me is down there. I only held enough back to get you off the ship.
No. That's not... We go together.
It's already done.
I am not leaving you here.
John. I've waited so long to do that.
It was my job to take care of you.
We were supposed to take care of each other. And we did.
Cortana, please. Wait.
Welcome home, John.
Our duty as soldiers is to protect humanity. Whatever the cost.
You say that like soldiers and humanity are two different things. I mean, soldiers aren't machines. We're just people. I'll let you have the deck to yourself.
She said that to me once. About being a machine.
Now that right there is at least 100 times more emotion than what is shown in the entire first season of Paramount's show. Even Master Chief's body language shows us how he's feeling at any given time, and this tweet over here perfectly illustrates these examples. The way Master Chief is hunched over the table listening to Cortana's message after being forced to abandon her on High Charity We know how Chief is feeling.
Chief, when you get to Earth, good luck.
After I'm through with truth.
Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
And for the record, I don't think Pablo Schreiber or anyone at the writing team actually knows what high charity is in Halo. Yes, they do show it in their silver timeline, but I'm willing to bet most of these people aren't exactly sure what it is. And then for Pablo to say it's the only choice for when it comes to long-form storytelling is completely wrong. There are many examples that point towards that and prove this to be incorrect. And the first one that comes to my mind is Carl Urban in the Dredd movie. Now, Carl Urban is a very well-known actor. Even when this movie came out, he was pretty well-known back in 2012, I believe it came out. And not once in the movie did he show his face because he understood he was playing a character. He was playing Dredd. The character of Dredd does not show his face. Supposed to be at least somewhat similar for Master Chief, but Pablo Schreiber doesn't really understand that, or he does understand that and is just trying to push his own career forward with this piece of crap TV show. But just to keep examples within Halo, we have Stephen Ford here who sums it up perfectly with his response, and by the way, he is directing an ODST fan film, which I cannot wait to see. And he replies saying, "Man, if only we had 6 video games spanning across 2 decades amounting to nearly 100 hours of narrative gameplay to see if this concept could work in long-form storytelling." I agree, Stephen. If only we had something like that. But now I want to focus on the part where Pablo says it's a pretty basic place to start when you're talking about making a television show of quality. That's just comical. Seriously? Quality? Quality's the word we're going to throw out here? Now, this is the same show that didn't even have finished CGI in its first episode.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
And this same show is so far removed from what makes Halo to be Halo that this show had to be placed within its own continuity. And now all of a sudden this is something that we're considering as quality? Moving on to the next part of Pablo's quote, it says, "One thing I've learned very early on is there's many different opinions in the Halo universe as there are Halo fans. So obviously you're not going to be able to please everybody, but what I would say is that we are tailoring an entertainment experience that is tailored to the medium that it's for." Okay, Pablo, that's at least partially true. There are definitely many opinions across the Halo fandom, and that's not a bad thing. Not at all. However, to claim that a non-canon Halo show that changes some of the core fundamentals of the franchise and has the main character consistently remove his helmet just so Pablo can have his own face shown on screen for more screen time is most certainly very far from pleasing everyone. It's like their answer to not being able to please everyone is to just go ahead and please no one. Personally, I would have a lot more respect for Pablo Schreiber if he was just honest and says he just wants his face on screen so he can further his own career. Instead, we have this absolute pathetic attempt to justify the consistent removal of Chief's helmet. Now look, season 1 of the Halo show was absolutely atrocious and was filled with so many problems. And I will admit, season 2 does look a little bit better. But it still does not look good. It does not look like a good Halo show, at least in my opinion. This show was made for what they describe as the broader audience. Now, fuck the broader audience. We should be making a Halo show that caters to Halo fans. Instead, we're going for this whole broader audience thing, and with any other franchise, this is always a recipe for disaster. Now, we have less than 1 month until Season 2 starts, and what we can only expect from this third version of The Fall of Reach is that it will be the most underwhelming, and the only positive part that this will bring to the Halo community is it will unite fans of Halo Reach and fans of The Fall of Reach to come together and laugh at the Silver Timeline's version of one of the most famous battles in the Halo franchise.